hurricanes to talk about. We've had like little spotty, like little rain everywhere, just a little spit of it, and then it comes back.
Yeah, and it's heating up a little bit. It's getting a little muggier. Today still wasn't terrible, I would say.
Today actually felt better. I thought it was in my head, but it did feel a little better.
It did feel pretty nice.
Yeah, and we had a bit of a breeze too, which helps out a lot in the summer. If you found some shade, not too bad a feel. And we're looking for some subtle changes in the next few days. Our temperatures by the weekend probably well into the lower 90s, which we actually haven't seen for the past several days with that nice break in humidity and temperatures we got over the weekend. And then today our high was 89, for example, and yesterday in the middle to upper 80s as well. So scattered showers are expected again tomorrow, and in fact we have a higher rain chance tomorrow than we did today. We do expect spotty rain and a hotter weekend ahead. No tropical threats for us here, and we'll see how long we can get this going or keep this going all the way as far as we can into hurricane season. 81 right now in New Orleans, and our dew point at 73. So that change has pretty much happened or is happening now into the muggier, more typical summer feel. 70s to lower 80s is what we're seeing all across the area, and still actually a bit of wind from the east southeast. All of this though is bringing in more moisture, and so we will feel that mugginess continuing to just slowly creep up as we get into tomorrow. Tomorrow, in fact, I think we will be almost at our typical kind of summer levels for mugginess, and that'll be the case through the weekend, although it could be worse. There's sometimes in the summer where it's just incredibly humid. It doesn't look like we'll have that this week. Live radar showing just a couple of tiny little showers. Really, we're in between two big systems, and we're not really expecting big or bad impacts from either of these. This line of strong to severe storms is not going to make it toward us, it looks like, although you can see a big watch box around the Dallas area for severe thunderstorms. And then here is some disturbed weather, a lot of moisture here over South Florida and even into North Florida, actually, in the corner of Georgia to the southeast, getting a little bit of rain with this. This is an elongated area of low pressure, and what we will see is a surface low probably riding up the East Coast, and that's what the National Hurricane Center has been highlighting for a very low end chance of development in the next couple days. So I'll show you that in a second, but first our local forecast north of the lake. Low temperatures about 71 for early tomorrow. South of the lake, we'll say 76 or so to start the day around sunrise. And then tomorrow we'll have highs close to 88 or 89 once again. Our rain chance 30 or 40%. So overall, really typical kind of summer forecast for tomorrow. Starting off somewhat warmish in the 70s, getting into the 80s for the afternoon, maybe benefiting from a chance for those showers. If you do get one of those showers over you, can briefly cool you down, of course. Sometimes it stays pretty humid and kind of moist feeling after. But we are looking at our high resolution model for tomorrow, showing in the morning couple of showers, that's about it. Flare up of a few more afternoon showers, and note the movement might be somewhat opposite from what we normally get. Normally systems kind of move in from the west to the east. Now in the summer they can pop up in different ways in variable directions, but in this particular setup we're going to see some moisture moving our way, it looks like, from where it's more abundant over toward Florida. So interestingly, we may see some of those showers moving our way from the east to the west tomorrow. Looks like mostly showers, possibly an isolated thunderstorm, but again, could be a nice thing to cool you down. Here is this area of the low pressure showers and clouds all around Florida. 10% chance of development from the National Hurricane Center. So not looking likely that this will become a depression or storm. If it did, it would get the name Andrea. But this is the area off the east coast, the southeast coast of the U.S., where it might try to organize. And you can see that happening here. It's hovering right along the coast, meandering and staying out maybe over the extreme western Atlantic, those warm waters with sea surface temperatures in the lower 80s. That could help at least a little bit of tropical development get going. So we'll keep our eye on it, but the main thing is it's bringing a couple inches of rain to different parts of the area around Florida and in the southeast U.S. that actually could use a bit of rain. Also, we've been talking about the Saharan dust. That's a great thing for hurricane season, very common this time of year to keep things quiet, and that dry, dusty air just hard to get hurricanes to form. So moving into our 7-day forecast, hotter weekend, a little lower rain chance maybe by Saturday, and a front approaches next week that might bring a little bit of a higher chance for scattered storms.